Welcome back. It's time to get a check of your weather with meteorologist Thomas Geboy. And Thomas, I know me and you have complained a little bit that it's, so dark at this time. We're not used to it, but the weather today, not too bad.
Well, this morning, it's not too bad in spots. In other spots, we got some fog, we have some snow in some of our canyons, and the weather will be ramping up in a big way once we get into the second half of the day as our next atmospheric river event really gets underway from the second half of today through our Wednesday. But here's the view from Red Cliffs Lodge in Moab, where we're sitting at 34 degrees. You got something going on the banks of the Colorado River, but this is a really pretty view. Twinkling stars above and relatively calm conditions down below. But as we make our way up to Park City Mountain in northern Utah, got mostly cloudy skies above, but still a very pretty view looking at all the snow. But our temperatures this morning, they're rather mild, and that's thanks to a southerly flow of wind. And I'm saying mild only because of where we have been so far over the last couple of months. It's still 30 degrees in Logan, so still below freezing in our typically colder valleys. But it's 45 in Tooele, 47 degrees in Salt Lake, 37 degrees in Provo, and we're sitting at 43 in St. George. It's warmer this morning in Salt Lake than it is in St. George, and a lot of that is attributed to that southerly flow of wind that we have. But as I talked about, we do have some snow in some spots, mainly up in our canyons in northern Utah, and there has been some snow, most notably in Weber Canyon and up towards southwestern Wyoming. So if you're traveling in the high country this morning, keep in mind you might run into some wet conditions, but we have a lot more moisture on the way. But speaking of southwestern Wyoming, we also have a dense fog advisory, and the dense fog advisory also includes the Uinta Basin. These continued through 9 o'clock this morning, and in both instances we have seen visibilities reduced to less than a quarter of a mile. That is a traffic hazard. So through 9 o'clock this morning, make sure that you're building in extra time. Take it slow. And there will be some slick streets in those spots, but on the satellite and radar, when we expand the view, high pressure quickly moving out of the way, and you can see a lot of moisture in California that's working its way in our direction as a strong storm system comes in from the Pacific Northwest. That's going to be able to tap into that atmospheric river moisture. We're going to see a warm front lift north later on today, and then eventually by tomorrow, a cold front move through. So both of those will be the emphasis for showers across the state from the second half of today through tomorrow. And by later today, our mountains will be included in either winter storm warnings or winter weather advisories. We could see 1 to 2 feet for the northern mountains, especially above 7,500 feet. We could see 6 to 12 inches for the southern and central mountains, but for the southern mountains above 8,000 feet, we could see 1 to 2 feet of snow. And again, these will go from this morning or go from this afternoon through very early on Thursday morning, as we're expecting times of heavy mountain snow with mainly valley rain. But as we lead up to this system, we're expecting even stronger winds, even stronger compared to what we're seeing out there currently. A wind advisory will be going into effect at 9 o'clock this morning for just about everybody along and west of I-15. These will continue through the middle of the day tomorrow, as gusts expected upwards of around 55 miles per hour. And it's going to be windy no matter where you are, but those southerly winds will help push up our temperatures. Could get close to 60 degrees this afternoon in Salt Lake, and at least during the first portion of the day before that chance for wet weather really ramps up, it might really not feel all that bad. 54 for a high in Provo, 44 degrees in Logan, 52 in Cedar City, and we'll get back into the middle 60s in St. George. So let's go ahead and begin the Futurecast. 7 o'clock this morning, and as we go from the morning into the afternoon, you can see things staying relatively quiet through the early afternoon, but that chance for wet weather will only be increasing from west to east as that warm front does lift its way to the north. Scattered showers likely by the time we get into this evening. Again, mainly valley rain and mountain snow. That snow line in northern Utah could climb above 7,500 feet, which means above Park City, and could climb above 9,000 feet in southern Utah thanks to that warmer air. And then as we go through the overnight hours into tomorrow morning, the emphasis will be the cold front, as we'll be looking at a good chance for showers through the first portion of the day tomorrow. Some forecast models linger the showers a little bit longer in northern Utah, and that snow line will begin to come back down. But not all forecast models are on board. But I think by the second half of the day tomorrow, that best chance will be in the southern two-thirds of the state, still at least a chance in northern Utah before that system completely clears as we go into our Thursday. But your potential peak snow levels for today, when that warm front moves through, possibly above 7,500 feet in northern Utah and possibly above 9,000 feet in southern Utah. So that will play a big role in what we see when it comes to snow total. So the higher you are in the mountains, the higher chance you will see these totals play out. 8 to 16 for the northern mountains, 1 to 2 feet possible for the Cottonwoods. Central mountains could be seen between 5 and 10. Southern mountains between 10 and 16, especially above 8,000 feet. Mountain valleys 1 to 6, but the kicker there with the mountain valleys is that we could see times of straight rain. Benches and cache, depending if the moisture holds on long enough, some minor accumulations can't be ruled out, but for most of our valleys, we're expecting mainly rain out of this event. In St. George, that chance for wet weather increasing by the second half of the day. Rain remains likely through our Wednesday, then mostly dry Thursday into Friday, and temperatures will come down a little bit compared to what we're going to see today. Then along the Wasatch Front, showers later today, windy conditions with that wind advisory. Rain and windy again for our Wednesday. Just a slight chance early on Thursday, depending if the moisture holds on long enough. A daytime high of only 41, though, and temperatures will be below average into this upcoming weekend, possibly adding back a slight chance by Sunday.